Is it possible that Yahweh is the God of this world that Jesus spoke of? Let's talk about it. Now, this is one of those videos that you're either going to listen to or you're going to turn off almost instantly because you're going to see this blasphemy. But I'm asking you to hear me out because it's not something I necessarily believe or trust, but it's a question that needs to be asked. Now, I came to this conclusion in my own studies, so I'm highly suggesting that you do the same. Go out, start reading, start understanding things about the scripture that you may not have ever tried. Quit listening to just pastors and study guides and start looking at things for yourself. Now, by God of this world, in case you're not familiar, Jesus was speaking of the devil or the adversary, as he's referred to, aka Satan. Now, there's been several factors that brought me to this conclusion or to this thought point, okay? And I'm not saying conclusion as in like this is the final answer. I don't believe in that sort of thing. I am not right. I am not wrong. Again, I'm just stating questions and opinions and thoughts, and I want your thoughts back. So in the book of John, in fact, in chapter 10, Jesus is saying that he and the Father are one, meaning one person, one being. But 2 chapters before, in John 8, he's talking to the Pharisees. And he says to the Pharisees, your father, speaking of the Pharisees' father, is the devil, a liar and a destroyer. Let's just say destroyer for the sake of the algorithm from the beginning. Now, if Jesus and the Father are one, and we're all taught that the Jews are the chosen people and that he is their king and their Messiah. And if this is the case, if this is the situation, then in that statement in John 10, Jesus is calling himself a liar and a destroyer. So either Jesus is referring to himself as the devil, or he's stating that the Father or God of the Pharisees was the devil. I don't see this talked about much, and I've always wondered why. This is one of those questions that got me kicked out of churches because it was such a hot topic, and it wasn't meant to get me kicked out of churches. It's just something that they took offense to, and they boot me. But it's literally a question that I've had that nobody seems to have an answer to, or nobody wants to pay attention to. So I'm hoping that there's somebody out there in their great theological understanding that may come and just inform me. And if it's not something you've ever thought of or considered, put that in the comments as well. But I sure would like to know the answer. Is it possible that Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament, and the supposed Father of Jesus, is actually the devil that Jesus spoke of?